The Adventure of Spider-Man. Peter Parker.
Peter Parker was just an ordinary high school student until he was bitten by a radioactive spider during a field trip. Soon after, he discovered that he had developed incredible powers, including superhuman strength, agility, and the ability to shoot webs from his wrists. Excited to test out his new abilities, Peter decided to enter a wrestling competition to win some money. He easily defeated his opponents. But when he failed to stop a thief who robbed the event, Peter realized that with great power comes great responsibility.
Green Goblin.
After the death of his uncle, Peter became determined to use his powers for good. He created a costume and began fighting crime as the superhero Spider-Man. Meanwhile, Norman Osborn, a wealthy industrialist, developed a performance-enhancing serum that transformed him into the insane and powerful Green Goblin. Using his newfound abilities, the Green Goblin became a dangerous threat to the city. Spider-Man and the Green Goblin clashed in several epic battles, each one more intense than the last. Spider-Man soon realized that the Green Goblin was actually Norman Osborn, and the two engaged in a final showdown.
Dr. Octopus.
Despite his victory over the Green Goblin, Peter's life continued to spiral out of control. His relationship with Mary Jane, his childhood friend and love interest, became strained, and he struggled to balance his responsibilities as Spider-Man with his personal life. Meanwhile, a new villain, Dr. Octopus, emerged in the city. He had invented a set of mechanical tentacles that allowed him to control his environment and wreak havoc on the city. Spider-Man faced off against Dr. Octopus, but he was quickly overwhelmed by the villain's power. With the help of Mary Jane and his friend Harry Osborn, Peter was able to regroup and defeat Dr. Octopus.
Sandman.
Peter's life began to return to normal, and he and Mary Jane finally started a romantic relationship. However, their happiness was short-lived when a new threat emerged in the form of the Sandman, a man who had been transformed into a powerful sand-based villain. Spider-Man and Sandman engaged in a brutal battle, with Sandman seeming to have the upper hand. However, Spider-Man discovered that Sandman was actually a man named Flint Marko, who had accidentally fallen into a particle accelerator and gained his powers. Realizing that Flint was not evil at heart, Spider-Man convinced him to turn himself into the authorities. With his enemies defeated and his loved ones safe, Peter was finally able to find peace and continue his dual life as Spider-Man and Peter Parker.